Everybody, welcome to the show tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely.
Stay classy.
Well, Razor.
But most importantly, thanks for stopping by.
It's great. Well, thanks for joining us for another episode tonight. I'm really excited. A big day in the first community today, obviously. Divisions are out.
Divisions are out.
This happened last year. Deja vu.
I know, except last year I think we were hoping that they would be out for our show because we had a show planned around it.
Yeah.
And then we kind of got lucky. Tonight.
But we were still rushed because it
Yeah.
wasn't until late in the day like it was today.
So tonight I understand that divisions are out and everyone's excited about that. However, we're not going to talk about it too much.
Yeah, we'll go a little in depth. Maybe talk about just some teams that are going to be in the division, but not going any more in depth.
Because next week on Tuesday, Tuesday is our big championship preview show. We're going to have some guests on that are going to kind of like be experts of their division and talk about that and stuff. So we're going to hold off on a lot of the division stuff until Tuesday.
Yeah. So, again, next week's episode will be at 9 on Tuesday, not Wednesday. Just because a lot of people travel on Wednesday and everything, and one last push before the big weekend. So next Tuesday at 9, make sure you guys tune in.
Yep. So on the agenda tonight is we're going to talk about the Chesapeake Regional, which played this weekend. We're talking about the MAR Championships and the Michigan State Championships.
Absolutely. As we said last week, it may be kind of a shorter show. Just depends on how much we have to talk about. So we would love for you guys to email, tweet, at us, ask us any questions you want. We'd love to have some more stuff to talk about here in the show. If you'd like to be a guest caller on the show, send us an email with just letting us know that you'd like to call in.
So also, like we kind of have been promoting proudly all season long, is that now we are sponsored by 221 Robotic Systems. They have a lot of great products. I'm going to put the link to their website up right now. If you go to their website, check out their products. They have a lot of great stuff for some off-season testing. So they support us. So if you could support them, that would be great.
Yeah. We look forward to hopefully meeting Anthony down in St. Louis. That'd be great. So you can click on that link right in the screen, and it'll take you right to their website.
They have a lot of good stuff.
Yep.
I'm sure
so if your team would like to do one of our behind the bumpers, behind the glass, or dash cam segments at Championship, please send us an email. When you send us an email, we'll send you a link to a Google form that you can fill out. Just give us some information, just how to get in contact with you, team name, all sorts of stuff. So if your team is interested, please send us an email, and then we'll get that form out to you.
Yeah. Also, hopefully this week or tonight or tomorrow, I'll try to get that form up. Is it worth putting on the website, you think, so people can go and fill it out?
I'm not sure. We'll see.
Yeah, but definitely send us the email, and we'll do it.
We already have 2 teams signed up already, so that's gonna be cool. We have 694 Sty Pulse, and I forgot the other one now. Sorry. But we're looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll be there Thursday at like 10 o'clock, I think, in the morning. So I'll be there from definitely most of the day Thursday. Justin, Pat, and Kristen are coming in Thursday night, so you'll see all them on Friday.
And Saturday.
So I'll be around Thursday to do a couple segments, maybe like dash cam or behind the glass. So we have 1912 Team Combustion and 694 Sty Pulse that's already signed up. So please send us an email if you'd like to participate.
Yep, and there are also a few teams that we're gonna approach to do it as well. So I know we've had some viewer requests of teams they'd like to see.
For sure. Cool. So first off, we're going to talk about Chesapeake here. Oh, before we get started, we have a really funny, another parody video. If some of you guys remember from 2 years ago now?
Yeah, it was
2 seasons ago. Our friends Jeremy Tice and Tim Francis made a parody video of our show, and we thought it was hilarious and really funny. It's out on YouTube somewhere. But some of our kids from our team made another parody video. I accidentally saw it. I guess I wasn't supposed to. But Justin hasn't seen it yet. So we're going to show that. We're gonna show that video at some point tonight. Maybe,
I'm a little concerned about what could possibly be in that video.
There's a lot of inside jokes in it, so we found it really funny. But I think it's just, if you don't know our team, I think you can still find the humor in it. So we're looking forward to showing that.
We'll show that in a little bit.
I don't know whose YouTube it's on. It used to be private, I think, or hidden, so
I
it was
think
like hard
still
to
is.
find.
I think it still is a private video.
Yeah, it might be. You can look at Chief Delphi for it, maybe. It might be Time and Francis in the morning or something like that, or Time and.
I'll try to find it at some
Time
point.
and-
Dolphin, yeah. Time and Dolphin. That's right.
That's funny. All right, so we're going to talk about Chesapeake first. So 686 led the pack at Chesapeake, going 8-0, landing the number 1 seed. But the number 1 seed ended up falling in the semifinals. 365 Mo ranked 6th and ended up on the 3rd alliance, becoming finalist overall. Highest elim score at Chesapeake was 167. That was put up by the first seeded alliance in quarterfinal 1, match number 2. So interesting, the first alliance had the highest score in quarterfinals, but then it ended up falling in the semifinals. But I mean, that's something we've seen all weekend here.
It's really tough in this game to be consistent. Like we've said every week, we always talk about what works in one round may not work in the next, and the teams that adapt the best are always the most successful. We'll talk about that a little bit when we get to Michigan State Championships as well. Also, I just want to point out that Chesapeake that I believe. Oh no, I can't find it. So 329 declined an invitation from the number 2 seed, 1699, to lock themselves into the fifth alliance, which is I think it's very gutsy when a team can decline, or a team chooses to decline, especially when they're going to lock themselves into a much lower seed. But they obviously made the right decision. I think it got them all the way to the finals, right? 329, and
I just took it down. I don't remember. Sorry.
I think it did.
For there you go.
Yep, 329 all the way to the finals. Knocking off the number 1 seed along the way. So I think that's always a pretty gutsy call, but it worked out there. Oh, they did win. You're right. My mistake.
Oh, I thought you saw that. Yeah. 329. Okay, so that's kind of just a little. I don't really know what that is. So that was just a little recap of Chesapeake. So next we're going to talk about Mar, what happened down there in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania this weekend.
Just want to point out one thing before we go there. I kind of feel bad for Chesapeake having to play on the same weekend as MSC and Mar. They really didn't get a whole lot of attention.
Yeah, really
and we're just as guilty. They didn't get much attention from me personally. I was just glued to MSC all weekend.
Yep.
And for good reason. The matches were incredible. But before we get there...
What? Before we get to MSC, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So at Mar, 50 teams competed at Mar, the Mar Championship. The average elim winning score was 154, with the highest score being 198, and the lowest winning score being 110. The average elim losing score was 120. The lowest losing score was 50, with the highest losing score being 146. The eliminations had 15 matches, only playing one more than the minimum, which would have been 14. 8 quarterfinals, 4 semifinals, and 2 finals. And with only quarterfinal 1 going to 3 matches. 74% of qualification matches, which was 83 out of 98 matches. So 83 matches had winning scores over 100. So only
Really?
15 did not have winning scores over 100.
That's incredible.
So thanks for the email. Didn't have a name in the email, but we got an email with some information on Mar. And what happened to 222's Alliance, they had to call in the backup bot. So what happened to 222's Alliance is a rivet head got kicked up from the carpet, found its way into their sidecar. It's really small, but managed to touch 2 leads together and to knock out 222 towards the end of finals match 1. And they had to call in the backup bot for finals match 2. They unfortunately found the rivet, got the robot working again in queue about 30 seconds before the match started, but they had already called in the backup. So 1370 did a fantastic job coming in cold, but it's unfortunate that had to happen. So that's what happened with that backup bot at Mar. So that's unfortunate. I mean, what do you think of that?
I think Katie's here. Hi, Katie. So, I mean, it's weird to try to compare, like, and I do it a lot, but it's strange to compare NASCAR to robotics, but I really think they're very, very similar. Like, the reason why NASCAR is 500 laps is because it forces the teams to be good for a prolonged period of time. And just like a NASCAR team can miss a lug nut, right, and it's devastating, a rivet completely out of their control gets knocked up into their sidecar and done. Just so many things. That's why winning is really hard in this competition. And as more teams step up their game and more teams come in, just going to keep getting harder and harder. So the worst thing you can do is be stagnant.
That's it. It can't be really locked out.
So.
All right, so I feel like Mark kind of rides under the coattails of MSC. I mean, it's hard to like admit, that more people want to watch MSC, but it's. But regardless, there was great competition at Mar, like we said. 83 out of the 98 had winning scores over 100. I mean, there was still good competition there. Missing some of the notables of 25, 341, 2016, etc. But still great showing. Congratulations to all the teams. Shout out to 1923, who got a waitlist spot for the Mar Championship. And then because of their success there, and whatnot, they got a waitlist spot for championship. So that's pretty exciting. First off, barely making it. Like, not sure if you're going to make it into the March Championship. They're not sure you're going to make it into championship in St. Louis. To get both, it's really, really cool.
Yeah, definitely. I'm concerned or not concerned, but I was wondering why 25, 341, and 2016 weren't at Mar Champs. I sent out a tweet about it, kind of just as a general inquiry. And I talked a little bit to Zach and somebody else about it, but the only thing we could come up with was that they had already won spots for World Championship, and I don't know, maybe it felt like...
We said that last week, I think, that they wanted to give those spots up.
I guess, there's two ways to look at that. One is like, wow, that's really nice of them, right? They're going to try to let another team win. But the second, and the other side of that, it's kind of like, it's a little, I don't want to say arrogant, but it's like, oh, we're probably going to win, so we won't go, so somebody else has a chance to win. I can just, I guess I would always want to be competing against the best.
Yeah.
It's
so people are saying, money and
money
whatnot.
and time. Like, I understand all that, and that's fine. But I guess if I was there, I would want to compete against the best. I would, if I'm putting this event out there as the Mid-Atlantic Region Championship, I would want all the best teams there, regardless of.
It'd be like, now look at the flip side. What if Hot, Las Gorillas, and Tech Bike said, "Nah, we're not going to go. We've already qualified."
Yeah,
but
right,
not necessarily because they didn't
right.
they didn't compete outside of Michigan. But so I guess you can't use that point because they needed that. But.
People are still right. Couldn't get the robot back from Vegas. I mean, there's a lot of, I guess I would say,
extraneous factors.
Don't sign up for Vegas then, right?
Right.
Make sure you're there to represent your region's championship. Because I was disappointed to not see them there.
So, I mean, that's a good point. And I don't know, it's like your last push or your last chance to get some competition. I know 341 just competed and everything, and but it's like your last chance to get that robot working. And, I mean, 2016 hasn't played since week 5, and that's not too terribly long ago. But anyway, so that's Mar. You want to show the video now?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
So we're going to show that parody video. Stick with us.
That our lovely students made.
Yeah. So we hope you enjoy it.
Four of them are here to watch my reaction live. So
we're going to show that, and we'll be back after that happens. And then.
Delay there. We had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, but you know what I just don't understand, Justin?
What?
Why does your name get to come first? What makes you so special?
That I just have way more experience. My gray hair's grown in, showed my experience.
To go ahead and continue our top 5. Our number 5 team, who is one spot better than 7-7 who?
778, I believe. Right?
I think it's 773.
I don't think you're right there. I definitely just checked with Blue Lines.
Okay,
But
Chief told me I said something else, but whatever.
Out of San Jose, California, it's 254.
The Cheesy Pops. So this team would be ranked number 1 if they just climbed a little faster. They got to step it up to that next level and it's one of their major downfalls of the robotic.
Yeah, I think 6.4, I believe.
I thought it was up to like 2 minutes.
No, I think it's 6.4.
Oh, okay.
Like our mini bot last year could have beat that.
Yeah, I know.
kinda-
It's. I gotta step that up.
Yeah, make sure that robot is just solid.
That is pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
The whole climber is solid. Everything just flows together perfectly.
Yeah. But I agree, it's so solid. But they also have this Uber Tube and Autonomous that they put in. It's so
it's
good.
a great
It's
autonomous.
great.
Great. Okay. Hang on a second. I just need to go. No. Just change my t-shirt. It's all itchy. Okay. On to our number 14 out of Burn Hills, Michigan. It's Team 33.
The Killer Trees. You know, they're just such a great team. They're so solid. Their core pickup and their shooter method, it's out there.
Yeah, it's great. You're totally right. Every year they just get solid, consistent robot.
Yeah.
It's just they just get it all linked together perfectly.
Completely agree. And for up next on the third team
Just
on our
done!
list,
My honey bunches of oats! Your anti-contact's here!
Yep.
Sorry about that, guys. Just had a little wardrobe change in those t-shirts. Just, yeah. You know? Alright, well, out of Greenville, Texas, Team 148, it's the Robo Stranglers!
Yeah, I agree. They're a solid team. I mean, just,
I didn't even say anything.
I still agree. We're live.
We're live, right.
Okay.
Alrighty, next up, our second place team.
Our great friends from down north.
Down.
Yeah, just play with it.
From Stony Creek, Ontario, Team 2056, Op Robotics.
It's such a solid robot. The design this year's it's great, but I just don't understand their name.
You know, I don't really know either. It's just one of those robotics things. I guess it stands for Oprah.
I guess it makes sense. She supports them so much. And finally, we're here for our number 1 team.
From St. Catharines, Ontario, Team 1114,
Mini Symbotics. They're a consistent third-level shooter. They excel at it, and they travel that ramp so well. It's amazing. And you know who really likes Symbotics?
Who?
My cat. It's
Cat, I
just yeah.
Alright. Look at this, look at this. Is that guy's name?
Oh yeah, it is.
Dean
Yep.
Kamen?
Pat, can you ban that, please? Thanks, man.
Thanks, man. Oh my Lanta, the chat just exploded.
You gotta be kidding me right now, meow.
Alright, I think that concludes our show. Anything to add, Mike?
Yeah, actually, I do have one thing. It's how teams are lacking defense. They should really do it more often. I especially think, even though it's our own team, that 340 really needs to step it up and do something.
Alright, I guess we're done. Here's our favorite Grey's Anatomy clip of the week. Play us out.
What'd you do?
Nothing, I'm just irritating.
Symptom spike, CO2 levels are through the roof.
Well, what's the problem? He's tachycardic.
Increased heart rate, but patient's burning up. Look, I didn't use sucks, but I did use fluoride. Ice. We need ice.
Wait, now, this is my patient.
Run, get ice now.
Right away, doctor.
Kid's about to go into organ failure. I'm pushing Dantrolene. Let's get some cooling blankets.
On it.
And turn the thermostat down here as low as it will go.
Right away, doctor. Oh my God, malignant hypothermia. Where's that ice?
See top 25? Mimu Mamu.
Can I just like get a break and kind of just.
Oh.
You have to get low.
So here's our kids. These are the ones that did it.
That was hilarious.
Taylor, Connor, Katie, and Shannon. So there they are.
Oh. I just about died at Robo Stranglers. That was just great.
Mini Symbotics. The Killer Trees. So we'll upload that. We'll upload that to our YouTube tonight
Oh.
as our parody video. So
Yeah.
Op Robotics.
So
Alright.
those are the kids that we get to hang out with all season.
Yeah.
So if anybody wonders why we stick around, that's why.
So yeah, that's glimpse into why our kids are so great. Woo! All right.
That was fun.
I was like, when I saw it at my house, I was almost in tears because it was so funny. So.
Spot on. Spot on.
That's his job. So we're glad you guys enjoyed it. Just a glimpse into what our build season is like, I guess. I don't know. All right.
They put half as much effort into the robot as they did that video. No, I'm kidding, of course.
But seriously. All right. So anybody's welcome to make some parody videos. They're hilarious. So
Mini Symbiotics. Classic.
they're really creative. It was awesome. All right. So up next we're going to talk about MSC. I don't know. What initial thoughts on MSC?
Well, I know we're going to talk about one of my favorite aspects kind of at the end slide, and that was the
true.
production, which was incredible. But I was just really, I guess with all the hype that was around MSC, with all the teams, I was a little bit disappointed that it wouldn't, that it might not live up to those expectations, but it did. I mean, it was amazing to watch, and the stats that we're about to go over here just prove how exciting it was, and just got me even more excited for championship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was awesome. It was cool. We were hey-telling back and forth and stuff, and on Facebook chat, because he was up in, I know you were here actually. Anyway, we were a part. It was just awesome. It was really great. So, thanks to FIM Informer, First in Michigan Informer on Chief Delphi. This first paragraph of stats is from him on the thread in Chief Delphi. So the average qualification winning-losing score was 153 to 111. Michigan provided the new world record high score of 244. That's with not with penalties. It was 247 with penalties. In Biden Alliance, they could have scored 45 more points if one robot hadn't fallen off the pyramid. There's a new world record highest losing score of 192.
I would cry. Like if I was like, I made high five, 192 points, then we lose. I'd be like,
and you lose by one. It was 193 to 192.
Oh, me or Mama.
That was in quarterfinal match two match number 1. Michigan also created the new world record autonomous score of 90, courtesy of the amazing number 2 alliance. Put up 15 discs in autonomous. Absolutely incredible. I was like laying on the couch and I was like really tired, so I drifted off for the first like 3 seconds of that. I woke up like to see them score 15. It was insane. It was awesome because I was like, there's no disc left. Like, did they just literally score 15 and there's like no disc on the floor? It was awesome. So the eliminations winning losing score was 182 to 144. Some of the losing scores in eliminations were 192, 190, and 180, just to name a few. So get this, 13, it's cool if you look on Blue Alliance, 13 of the 16 matches in eliminations at MSC were won by the Red Alliance. If you go down that side thing, it's like red, 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 and then like semifinal has 1 blue win, and then in the finals it was 1 red win, and then 2 blue wins. So it's just it goes to show you that we've talked about a million times now that just because you're the higher seed doesn't mean you're going to be successful, more successful than anybody else. As we saw in MSC, it sometimes was the case, or most of the time. 13 out of 16 were won by the Red Alliance.
Yeah, that's an interesting point because we actually didn't see that much during the season, right? It seemed to be a pretty even spread.
It depended on the regional or the thing. Oh, so here it is. So look at it. It's just all red and then 1 blue. And
wow.
All quarterfinals were won by red.
Yeah.
1 semifinal match, and then the 2 finals. Pretty awesome.
So I just want to take one break from MSC and just kind of make a correction and apology. We were kind of excited about the parody video. We jumped past talking about who won the March Championship. We didn't even discuss or mention that. So to give credit where credit is due, Team Nemesis, who we talked about, is in our top 25 for a few weeks. Sabotage 1640 and Storm Robotics Team 2729 were the March champs. So I want to apologize for not talking about that a little more. We just kind of got ahead of ourselves a little bit. So congratulations to those teams. I think that it's gonna be interesting for us because I'm sure in New York, the region or state championships are going to be coming eventually. It's just kind of a matter of when. And I think it's going to be a truly special thing to win your state or your region championship. So congratulations to those teams. I'm sure it feels like 27-29, for example, was a district winner, 2-time district winner, or 1 district winner, and then winning the state champion or region championship. So that's really cool. So congrats to them. And sorry
about that, guys. Yeah, skipped right over that. Okay, so they're gonna wear out Mimer Mamu. They really are. They've said it about 15 times in the past 2 minutes. But
Mimer Mamu.
Mimer Mamu. They're wearing out Mimer Mamu. So back to MSC. Saw some interesting alliance selections. 35-39 did not. We saw this.
Yeah.
Did not look happy that 469 was gonna pick 217.
Yeah, I don't know if
it was like they were like not looking at each other, and they were like, it almost looked like, because it was a girl and a guy, almost looked like they were breaking up.
Yeah, it's like no, we're done.
He looked
We're
over,
through.
like mumbled something, looked back. She looked over, mumbled something, looked back. It was was pretty funny.
I don't know why. Like, can anybody explain what happened there? Like, he literally looked legitimately upset. Like, he was like, "This is a bit."
But
yeah, exactly. Arguing at 469, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know who he wanted or who they want. I don't know, but I mean that's just kind of like anyway. But the Tortillas showed them, what they knew they were doing, and ended up winning MSC. So really can't complain with that. So quarterfinal 2, match number 1, we saw 2 30-point climbers, the first time in all of FRC, and 6 alliance discs successfully scored. I don't know if that was the first time I've seen it, at least. I'm not sure if that's the first time it's happened where all 6 have made it up to the top. But semifinal 2, match number 1, we just talked about, had the perfect 15 disc autonomous, which is the 90 points in auto. Amazing. I think we'll definitely see that again at championship in eliminations probably. It's gonna be fun to see how teams fight for those 2 middle discs. Do you go for them first? Do you shoot first? I don't know. So
do you have multiple autonomous modes, huh? Multiple autonomous modes?
Yeah.
And then you keep the other alliance guessing whether you're going to go forward or back.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I thought it was really cool. I know it was one of the things that was talked about on Chief Delphi once we saw the game. I don't think Karnak talked about that prediction, but that's one of the things that was talked about, is if we would see that perfect 15 disc autonomous. And a lot of people sound like maybe IRI. I'm sure some people are like, yeah, it'll happen, but it was really cool to see it go off. It was
really cool,
really impressive.
So like that fight for the middle, I think you actually see that fight for the middle. We saw a little bit at one of the Canadian regionals. We saw it at Waterloo between 610 and 1334 maybe, or 1310 and 13. I don't know exactly who it was between, but I think you'll definitely see that again. Seeing robots collide to meet in the middle. 2145, pretty cool robot to watch. They shot their alliance sticks from the floor, kind of in the manner that the 1503 does. They shot a few at a time up there. 469 loads 2 from the feeder at a time, so they shove in 2, then shove in 2 more, and then let the robot figure it out how to get them sorted. Awesome time-saving strategy. Good with that. And then 67 and 2054, both having robot problems. 2054 having trouble with their intake. 67 had multiple issues with their drive. It would have been fun to see them at full potential, but made for really, really interesting, really, really intense elimination matches. But it was really cool to see the pit crews furiously working on the robots. So speaking of which, the reason why we could see them working on the robots was because of the amazing Detroit TV coverage that was provided for this. It was absolutely awesome. So
Yeah.
I don't know if
I was reading on Chief Delphi a little bit about what kind of went into that production, and I think that a white paper or some sort of report should be done on the process, the cost, and everything that went into that broadcast, because that is something that First desperately needs if it ever wants to get more mainstream, right? Get out of this nerdy tech bubble that we're in, and really start changing people's opinions about what we do. It used to be on ESPN. I think that's a cool thing to kind of have in our history. But if we ever have any hope of bringing something like that back, it needs to become more of a. Of course, they have that, right? You know, it needs to be not a one-time really cool thing. It needs to be an across the board. Everyone has that kind of thing.
It was awesome. The replays, what's it called? The Telestrator was awesome.
Dave loved the Telestrator. He was
every possible chance he could use it, he did.
He was underlining things and circling things.
I mean,
it
you
was
think about
awesome.
it, like to us, some things were like, oh yeah, obviously that was blah blah blah. But for you have to remember this was on Detroit TV, so who knows who was watching? So Dave and his partner did an amazing job explaining it for the average Joe who may just have happened to flip it on and is now enticed by this broadcast. So
I felt, since Kevin brought it up, I'll mention it. I felt so bad for Mike Copioli, man. I was impressed that he was able to get up.
Was it Mike? I saw that picture. I didn't know it was Mike.
It was. It's only a matter of time before that happened to someone. Because with the shape of that gate, you really have no choice but to go. Someone's going backwards.
Justin, they're smaller robots this year. I mean, it shouldn't be. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, he was. He was just like, nah, no big deal. That's fine.
I didn't see that. That's funny. Not funny. But it's okay.
Good thing that robot had bumpers on it.
So let's check our Twitter machine. That's kind of the end of MSC. Really well done, guys. I know they're trying to do that in other places. They did it with the Robo Show in Orlando. They've done it. Where was the other? Oh, Kansas City. They did it too. Something similar, but I think Justin hit it right in the head. Like if to somehow figure out what the cost is, what it takes, what production equipment, make that more available. It was awesome.
Because I can tell you that when Mike and I first had this idea, I think it was like at Cam's Pizza in Spencerport. We had our first meeting, and that was kind of like our 5-year, 10-year projection. Was hopefully that maybe somebody will see our show and be like, hey guys, how do you feel about doing some analysis at the event? And we were lucky enough to have the opportunity at I'm getting confused. Was it GTR East or West?
For which one?
When we did commentary. It was at Waterloo.
It was Waterloo.
Waterloo. We had the ability to do some match commentary between matches, and that was really cool. So it's something that we've always kind of been interested in.
It's on the brink. You know what I mean? So many different events are trying different things. Now to get all them funneled into one consistent system, I think is the next step that first needs to take. Because like we did the little commentating at Waterloo. Robo Show's doing their thing, MSC's doing their thing, Kansas City's doing their thing. There was one in Texas too, wasn't Texas? One of the Texas regionals was doing one, I thought.
Did you mention Florida? They did
the Robo Show. I did. Yeah. So I think just mainstreaming that will be the next thing that should happen. So. Okay, so
I was kind of bummed. I will say this: as much as I obviously love all three of those teams, 67, 23, 37, and 2054, the double climb, excuse me, the double 30-point hang alliance of 35, 72, 1918, 21, 45. I was kind of like pulling for them because I thought that was really cool to have the 90-point or the 70-point hanging ability. And it just looked like in that last match, 21-45 just didn't look quite smooth. And they lined up and they just missed their alliance disc shot, and it cost them. They lost by 11 points.
Yeah.
So
for them doing that in quarters,
that.
it was just like you wanted to see them. Right there you wanted to see them repeat, and do it again, and just had to just struggle. So
yeah, Kevin. That's what I just said. What Kevin said, and I don't know. They just didn't look smooth that match. I don't know if it was a battery issue or what, but I was kind of hoping they would pull it out. But
I just think they were misaligned. I saw it. Like I think that the one where they 21-45 where they just do it like 15:03.
So also we didn't talk about the move that 217 did that really won on the event was the pool noodle wall. Yeah, putting the pool noodles on to shut down 67, who has, I think, the best full court shooter. Like when that thing was dialed in, it was lights out. I loved I think of all the camera angles that MSC had, that high one behind the red goal where you could watch the disc come all the way into the goal, and you could start seeing the discs pile up. It was so cool.
I don't know. I guess the only other, well, yeah, see, because 987 has a good one too. But the one video we saw, they were shooting mostly 2s.
Yeah.
They could get more discs. I don't know if they could get more out, but 67 had multiple out at a time too. I think they had like 2.5 in the air at a time or something like that. So
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out in championship with the full court shooter and the pool noodle wall.
yeah, we're seeing more and more of the actuated walls that can go up that distance. That can go up really high in that zone and then come and retract back down. So
We should talk about who will win Sherman's this year.
we did.
I'm okay talking about that. Now that everything is said and done, I think it's a three-horse race between 1538, 30 or 27, and 15 and 503. I think those are really those three teams to me are like the three right now. We'll see. I guess last 3 years actually, we were able to, I'd say not predict it, but like those three teams that we had in our heads the past 2 years especially, like we thought before we ever had a chance we would have to see 359 win, we would have to see 1114 win. So this year, nothing against the teams that the teams that we're talking about. It's a wide open race, but I think definitely. Really trying to stop the thing.
Me too. I guess I do that a lot too.
So I think those teams have the best chance, and it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. All three teams are deserving, but if you're not, those three teams, I think there's a good chance it could be a team that, a dark horse team. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So Kim O'Toole, who's on Chief Delphi, she kind of started a thread talking about Chairman's War teams, and a lot of teams that have won them in the past few years tended to not win this year. 1511 has had a few. They didn't win. We've had a few. We didn't win.
1629.
1629. They won EI.
We didn't win Chairman's.
Yeah. And 1108 had like 7 in a row. They didn't win. So it's there's 234, 33 are also two teams that have had quite a few. So we'll have to see how it goes.
Interesting year. I mean, it's just really interesting why so many teams like that just drop off. So I don't know.
It'll be exciting, and whoever wins obviously will be very deserving and joining quite an elite group.
Yeah. So Libby's sporting the swag on Facebook, but we have added a new shirt to our. It's not up. We have added a new shirt to our Spreadshirt store. So it's our Mimer Mamu shirt. I can't talk and type. Spreadshirt.com. Okay, so we'll put that up right here, and then you guys can go there. Pretty sure that'll work. Just verifying the link. Yeah, so you can go check out our Mimer Mamu shirt.
Oh, Mimer Mamu.
If you'd like to buy one.
I need to know what it means before buying it. Good point. So basically when someone's complaining, it's just a way of saying, like, oh, too bad, or oh, Mimer Mamu. That's the best way to describe it.
It's just, like, what would be an example? Like, I guess you said it. Yeah, Mimer Mamu.
Oh, I played 36 holes of disc golf today. My arm hurts
Oh,
so
Mimer
bad.
Mamu.
Oh, Mimer Mamu. It especially works better if like the other person was like at work or in class all day. You're complaining about like a fun activity you did. Man, my arm hurts. And Mike was at school and work all day. He's like, oh, Mimer Mamu. My arm hurts. It's always, it's also good to add whatever you're saying it for at the end of it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Mimer Mamu, my arm hurts.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. So, so it's only $16, cheaper than our other ones. Garrick wants one that we did after. But
oh, Mimer Mamu, let me use their chairs.
There you go.
That's exactly. No, it's a great example. Yeah, I thought I said poor for some reason. That's a great example.
So it's like, I forget how much shipping is. It's like $2 or $3, and it ships right to your house. So you just put in your information, your size, it ships right to your house. Pretty awesome. We get a couple dollars from each shirt. So you'd be supporting the show and a great cause.
Whew.
So, really everything's pretty quiet tonight. No emails. Nobody wants to call us. Nobody's tweeting at us. It was like, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago we were having like, people were tweeting us saying we're not doing our homework, all this kind of stuff, and now there's no love tonight. So
I guess we'll just kind of briefly talk about some of the division.
And that's it. We're going to do divisions really briefly, and then we got nothing else. So here's your last chance to...
Like I said, so next week, Tuesday, 9 p.m., Tuesday at 9 p.m., we're going to have our championship preview show that we have every year. We're going to have division experts. We're going to break it all down. Mike and I in the past years have done some fun little predictions that are always wrong, so we might do that. So keep that in mind. I just wish there was a really good way to look at
all of them.
All
I have
of them
a here. I got a. I have a little. Oh, all of them at once. I got a spreadsheet. So I've seen mixed things. Some people have said that Archimedes is really strong. Some people have said Curie's really strong. Some have said Galileo is the one to beat. But
Oh, that's
Sorry.
exactly what I wanted. Thank you for posting that.
oh, that's great. Why is it red and black?
I have no idea. Oh, these are links. They're all links. Oh, that's really cool.
Oh, the blue lines.
So I think the Curie curse is broken this year.
I would
mean,
agree. I believe that Curie's the strongest.
Look at that. 16, 67, 103,
I got it.
148, 233, 234, 359.
781, 1310, 1503, 1559, 30-point climber, 1717, 1918, 1983,
2056,
4124.
1983, 1923. I see so many strong divisions that are strong teams. I think the Curie curse is broken. Whoever comes out of Curie is going to be unstoppable.
So that's Curie. Archimedes has 11, 33, 51, 71, 254, 365, 469, 868, 973, 987, 1334, 2016, 2590. I guess somebody just ordered. Who ordered a shirt? Because we get an email when somebody orders a shirt. That's funny. So that's Archimedes. We just talked about Curie, Newton. Do you want me to just read off the ones?
I think people are kind of giving Newton a rough ride, which is where we would normally be.
Absolutely.
Probably.
We were in Newton
We're always
7
in
years in a
Newton.
row, 7 out of 9 or something like that.
But it just doesn't. I mean, there's obviously strong alliances to be made, but it seems like at championship there's always a few teams at the top that don't really deserve to be there. I'll just say it. I don't care. So I think that Newton could. There's a strong alliance to be made, but everybody really needs to be at the top of their game, and the schedule needs to favor it because it's just not deep enough. Because Curie doesn't matter. There's enough teams in there to really give you 3 or 4 truly incredible alliances. Newton just doesn't have that. So
I guess I missed 28, 26.
This is a fast look. We're not.
So Newton has 25, 79, 180, 191, 195, 217, 225, 341, 1208, 1538, 1676, 1718, 1713, 1986, and 2826. Who does Titanium take out of that group?
If they're lucky enough to seed 1, right? 341, 1538. Like, there's good teams there, but if it doesn't work at the top, right? If it doesn't work out perfectly, there's just not enough depth there to persevere. I really think Curie's got it.
And then finally in Galileo, we have 111, 118, 125, 610, 842, 1114, 1218, 1241, Texas Torque 1477, Geico 1629, 1987, and 2169. Geico? So I think I guess we just agreed.
If you're in Galileo, skip on over to 118's pit Thursday morning and see if they're putting that 30-point climber back on.
Yeah,
that'll be pretty telling as well to how they view the strength of their division.
So in my opinion, I think Curie just has the most depth.
I
think the eliminations are just going to be wild.
Curie's
1983 won 3 regionals this year. 2056. 3 regionals this year.
Oh, Gregor's right. Wednesday night. Sorry.
So,
I just look at the team listing Curie. How can you? I don't know how anyone else can argue that that's not the strongest division. I'm sure people hear that and like, oh, time to argue.
thanks, Joey, for tuning in and skipping homework again. Thanks, Harry.
I wonder what the grade average is of people that watch our show.
Mine is not good, and I am on the show.
Very good.
All right, so that's that. I mean, that's all we got. Again, tune in next Tuesday at 9 for Division preview night. Make sure you guys tell all your friends and all your team members to tune in. It's going to be great. It's always a lot of fun. We already got one Anupam goalie. I'm hoping I'm saying your name right. I'm sorry if I haven't. Has already volunteered to do one of the divisions. So we're still looking for 3 more people to offer their insight and their expertise for the divisions. It'd be great. It's always a lot of fun. We've said like last week we've had Zach, Joe Blay, Trent, Alec on the show before, and some others, and it's been great. A lot of fun. So we'd love to have you guys. We'll take call-ins at night as well. Take your questions. All sorts
people
of
ask
stuff.
you if you want these people, which I would agree would be great. Send them. If we bombard Jim Zondag with requests, they might do it. But that's all That's all we can do. So if you want to encourage someone to do it, by all means, help us get that person on board, because we would love to have them as well.
Yeah, I mean, we love those people. Be great. This is pretty much all we have for tonight.
So Joe with the 245 just showed up, and now we're leaving. But thanks for stopping by.
But we appreciate it.
That's right.
Really quick show, but we knew that.
But really quick is 45 minutes or 47 minutes now. But
so I guess that's it. We usually don't like to delay it too bad or too long. We have a Seinfeld for tonight. After we'll
not Grey's Anatomy.
You gotta go for the
So again, next week Tuesday 9 p.m. and then after championship will be Friday night. The third or something? The third or fourth, whatever that Friday is after championship. Again, if your team is interested in doing behind the bumpers, behind the glass, or dash cam, send us an email, please. We'll send you a Google form link that you can fill out for your team. I think that's it. I got nothing else to say.
I would say 2 things. 1, keep your eye out for a final rankings 2013 T-shirt that'll be on our website soon. It'll have the final rankings in the back. So keep an eye out for that. And maybe, what do you want to say? 400, 300 people next week. Maybe we'll give out a T-shirt or 2 or something like that.
Somebody said we should do 340.
340, great call. So if we get 340 viewers next week, we'll give away a T-shirt.
We have 3 T-shirts to give away. So we hope to give away one next week, and then we can give away 2 at championship or something. We might tweet at championship and say, hey, we're at door. I don't know how those doors are labeled or whatever. First person to come and see us, we'll give you a T-shirt or something like that. So
we'll figure out how to we'll do a contest or something like that.
Yeah. So big plans. We're really excited to be at. I can't believe it's next week.
Yeah.
That is next week. Yeah.
Next week.
A week from like tomorrow, we'll be in, we'll be in St. Louis. I know you guys will be there probably a week from today. So awesome! I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
Ready?
I think that's it,
Play
guys.
us out.
We really appreciate you tuning in. So let's get to 340 viewers next week. Please, please, please. If your team doesn't know about our show and about what we do, let them know. Send out a group email to your team or a text or something. It'd be great. And I think it'd be great. Let's get to 340. So,
all right.
Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you Tuesday at 9 p.m. Thanks a lot, guys.